Welcome to the boating adventure. Good morning, it's Sunday the 3rd of October 2021 and welcome to the deck of the Swamp Duck. This is the first time I've come over to the boat since we got back from our 15-day tour off the south coast of England. The main reason for that is that I've been conserving my petrol because here in the UK there's been a problem with petrol supply. It's not that we haven't got any, we just haven't got the drivers to deliver it to the petrol stations, and everybody's been panicking and buying up all the petrol, and the petrol stations have ended up running dry. So I didn't want to use 80 miles of petrol just coming over to the boat without real good reason. It seems to have eased a little bit, and I did manage to fill the car up with half a tank of petrol on Friday, so I thought I'd save it and come over here today. The weather yesterday was pretty grim, but the forecast for today and tomorrow is much better. There are a couple of things that I want to do. First of all, the boat now needs a really good clean again, thanks to all the birds that have been sitting on the roof, and the trees that have been losing their leaves quite rapidly. The boat is a bit on the mucky side on the outside, so I need to attend to that. And then there's a switch, a sink switch that needs to be replaced. It's a little push button thing, which I took off to see if I could fix it. It wasn't making a contact, but it looks like it's a bit of a sealed unit. So I bought a new one and I need to install that. I do have a pump working at the moment because I managed to rig up a temporary switch, but I want to make a much better job of it and put a replacement push button. I do prefer the push button device because it does conserve the water somewhat. I may or may not move the boat. I might move it just simply to get a better internet signal so I can do some vlogging. I've got lots of footage to put together from our 15 days away, and the signal here isn't always great, so I might just move it a couple of miles down the canal, maybe towards my favourite place at Stoke Golding if I can get in there. And then I'm coming back tomorrow and I want to do a video of another village on the way up the Ashby Canal, and do a little video of the village and the facilities here at the mooring, which are quite interesting and other boaters might find that useful. So I've got the kettle on, so as soon as that's boiled I can get on with the jobs. So the boat is a little bit grubby roundabout, but it's just mainly fallen leaves really, a few cobwebs. Just need to get that all cleaned off and then take the boat out perhaps. I've done the switch. It's quite chilly this morning and I have got the heater on, and most people on the narrowboats have got their fires going. This is the worst bit, it's where the birds sit, and you get quite a sludgy mess on top of the canopy, so that's got to go. I can't live with that. But it's a beautiful view today. Look, beautiful sunshine on the Ashby Canal. What a fantastic mooring this actually is. It's easy to take it for granted when you come so many times here, but it really is beautiful. It certainly beats being stuck on a marina. This is the switch that I need to replace. It's a little push button, just got two fastenings there for the for the wire in, and just simply push it down and it operates the pump. I have rigged up a temporary measure, as I say, a switch, but when it's on and the water just runs until you turn it off, whereas at least with the push button, you know, you tend to use less. So I've managed to locate a new one. It's a bit of a shiny one, so that's going to go there in place of the old plastic one. Shouldn't take too long to do, he says. So kettle is boiling like a good one, so time for that well earned cup of tea. The first thing I need to do is to remove my make, do and mend device here. So you can see the wiring's already there. I just need to replace it on the switch. Take this one off, which I constructed. I was able to poke a little switch through the end of a plastic cap, which was off a tube of water weld. Made a hole in it and pushed that through so that it wouldn't go all the way through the hole and disappear. So the next thing to do is to push the wires up through, we'll take them off there, push the wires up through there and locate the new push button. Okay, so there's the new button in place. So it doesn't work just yet because I haven't switched the electricity back on. That's something I was going to say, is although this is all 12 volt electricity and it's not really going to kill you, it does give you nasty shock sometimes. I do know that from experience, so it's always a good idea to just turn the electricity off. It's a bit like being tasered, I should think, but just from a safety point of view, turn it off. I just need to make sure that stays secure somehow or other. I'm sure I'll find a way. Just a little clip underneath maybe. The new button is now installed and the proof of the pudding. There we go. That's another little job done. It just needs a bit of sealer putting around it to prevent any water getting underneath, and the job's a good one. So the swamp duck is looking a whole lot cleaner. Got rid of all the leaves and the grime that had accumulated in the last 3 weeks. So I'm going to just take it down to the wharf, fill it with water and see where I go from there. Get some water. No, you're alright? No. One job that I want to do on the Swamp Duck is to now replace the starter battery. The starter battery is the original battery that came with the boat, so it's probably getting on for a few years old now, and it doesn't seem to be holding charge very much. I do have it on a solar maintainer with a steady trickle to it, but even with that it doesn't seem to do very much, so I think the whole system there is due for an overhaul. So I have purchased a new starter battery. The new starter battery is slightly more amp hours. The old one is 73 and the new one is 95 amp hours, and it's a maintenance free battery, which is what I need, because to keep getting down there to top up batteries it's not easy. I think once it's in and it stays there. So it's a matter of disconnecting now and taking the old one out and putting in the new one. So we'll see how we get on with that. I've got the new battery sighted and it's just fitting on the end of the cradle with the other batteries, so that makes a fairly neat job. Just need to rewire it now. So just to check that everything is okay, the battery switch at the moment is on 2, so if I just put it on to 1 and check it over this side, you can see that we're in the green, which is good. That's normal. That means both batteries are working fine. On that side, normal, and if I go on to just battery 2, normal again. So everything's working fine. Now that I've replaced the starter battery, I want to keep that battery topped up. So I'm going to take away the solar maintainer, which only puts a very minimal charge in, and replace it with a proper solar panel. And this is one that I've bought from Eco-Worthy, which is the same as the 120 watt solar panel that I have on the boat. And this is a 25 watt solar panel. It's the type of thing that you might have to power an electric gate or something like that. So I'm going to mount this in place of the solar maintainer. It comes with a good length of cable, so I can run that towards the batteries at the back of the boat, and it also has an Eco-Worthy controller thing, And there's a USB port there, so that's an extra USB port. So I can mount that somewhere near to the other one. It does have some battery connections, but I won't be using those. I'm going to put in some proper wiring so it's permanently attached to the battery. In order to attach this to the boat, I've bought some strips of aluminium which I'm going to place on the ends here. So I just need to measure them and drill some holes, and I've bought some little nuts and bolts so I can screw those to it and then fix those to the hatch so that it makes a good fix. So I just need to take these into the workshop, cut them and drill a few holes, and then I can mount it onto the boat. So I just need to hacksaw these off, and then I just need to drill some holes to get the little bolts through and some screws at the end so that I can attach them to the framework of the hatch. Now I'm just going to neaten those rough edges off with a bit of emery paper on the sander. So I've fixed the framework on, and all I have to do now is to attach these ends to the framework of the hatch. The advantage of using the hatch is that it is on a slight angle and therefore will be better for catching the sunlight. So I need to take this to the boat next and put it on. I have now installed the new 25-watt solar panel. I've now got the little eco-worthy control panel installed. As you can see that there's a charging light just there and a load light just there. The USB port. There's an extra attachment there for putting a load, so I might take that out because that's not going to be required, but essentially that is working. So that's now powering up the starter battery. This is the wharf at Sutton Cheney, and there's a cafe which is always very, very busy, so it must be good. Haven't yet been to it, but I intend to. There's some good car parking facilities here, and they also have a CCTV, which is good. Bit of spot this with walkers and cyclists and all kinds of people. As far as specific boater facilities are concerned, there's a CRT rubbish disposal point. There are 2 water points. There's an Elsan disposal. There are 2 shower rooms, and there are also some separate toilets. There's also a book exchange which helps to support the RNLI. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please press the subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner of your mobile phone or tablet, which is displayed throughout my videos. And please press the bell icon on the home page of my channel and you will be notified by YouTube each time I produce a new video. Please feel free to share any of my videos and give us a thumbs up and make any comments below, as I do enjoy reading them and I will respond to each and every one of them. So thank you for watching and do take care. In the next video I take the swamp duck northwards on the Ashby Canal and visit the village of Snareston. So join me on the next one.